they're ready for that, and they're ready to start fresh in front of the crowd, start fresh in front of the world. It's on Big Ten Network, so I think they're ready to get out there and go.
How much better of an evaluation can you guys get on them in that atmosphere?
To be honest with you, in the spring game, what I'm trying to do is not trick the offense. Like, we could go out there and we could, throw out all kinds of crazy stuff, blitz packages. I don't want to trick the offense. I want to get lined up. I want to see who knows their technique. I want to see who knows their call. I want to see who can get off the block. I want to see who can tackle. I want to see who can cover, period. So that's what we're trying to get done. And people want to see touchdowns anyways. I don't want to see touchdowns, right? But that's not the point for me in the spring game. The point for me is to try to get a fair evaluation in a game-like atmosphere, see who can play with who and who can actually do it.
Do you do much blitzing in that scenario, spring game scenario?
No, we don't. We're not going to blitz a whole lot. We're not going to limit things from the play sheet, but we're not going to just go bananas, because I want to see, the offensive coaches also want to see if that guy's lined up in the A-gap, can the offensive lineman block him, not guys moving all over and twisting and banging. We'll save that for when we get a real opponent. Now, if we need to stop them at the end and we got to win the game, it may be a little different, right?
Have you thought much about it yet, the whole spring game atmosphere and what your guys might be able to learn from it?
I think it's important for the guys that haven't played, right?
Yeah.
The guys that have never played a game as a Husker, some of these guys, it's going to be old hat. They're going to feel that feel again. They're going to feel it, smell that smell. They're going to hear those sounds. They run out of tunnel, and it's going to be the switch is going to flip. Some of these guys have never got to run out of tunnel in a real situation where they're going to play meaningful reps. So I think it's going to be a big learning experience for those guys.
What for you guys as a staff? Is that something personally you're looking forward to? The first taste of a game day atmosphere?
Oh, I'm looking forward to. I'll be like one of those kids that's never been run out of the tunnel before taking a meaningful rep. You know what I mean? I'm fired up to run out of that thing and hear the crowd and see this stadium. I mean, I'm the most excited one to do it. And then once it gets going, we'll be like we normally are. We're split staff usually. I don't know what Scott's gonna have format for the game, but usually we're split staff, so it'll be 3 of the defensive coaches and 3 of them over there, and split staff. So we'll do a little headphone work just to keep us sharp, but other than that, it's gonna be pretty much like a practice scrimmage.
Is there any position group that's made bigger strides than the others? Is there one that you think about right now and go, you know what, we're pretty good right there?
This team is a different animal than some teams, and it hasn't been like, boom, the D-line, they're here.
Right.
All of a sudden they've arrived. They've had a good day. The next day the linebackers have had a good day. The next day the DBs have had a good day. That's why we're trying to get consistency out of these guys right now.
Yeah.
We just haven't got it from any position group yet.
How do you feel about the depth at corner? That's one thing that people wondered about.
Well, I mean, obviously you don't feel great about it when you look at the roster and there's only 8 scholarship defensive backs, right?
Right.
So that's not a great feeling, right? But the guys we have are playing good. Some of the guys that are walk-ons are playing well right now. We'll get a couple more in the fall. So I think by the time the fall rolls around, we'll have some decent depth there.
Coach, who have been some consistent vocal leaders for your unit?
Vocal leaders?
Vocal leaders.
Yeah. Once again, nobody's been good enough. I wouldn't say right now we have a bell cow. We have a guy we can rally around. Mick has done a nice job on the sideline getting some guys going, even though he's been a little banged up and a little sick. So even when he hasn't gone in a couple practices, he's done a nice job with those guys on the sideline, helping us coach, helping us do those kind of things. But we don't have a guy on the field yet that we can rally around. And sometimes that's a byproduct of they don't know their job well enough. They're trying to swim in deep water right now, but that part of it's got to improve too.
When are you hoping to see that happen?
Well, I think as we move through fall camp, we've got to, in the summer conditioning, usually in the summer conditioning, somebody says enough's enough. That's not right. That's not up to our standard. Here's how we're going to do it. They take it upon themselves to get the rest of the group going, and then it kind of carries the fall camp and build. So that's kind of what we're hoping.
Do you look for a guy at each position group to do that, or what's the ideal situation?
Ideally, I don't think you want too many of those guys, right? But it's great when you have one at every position group. And sometimes you can't make leaders, right? Lion's a lion and zebra's a zebra, and you don't change sometimes.
Right.
That's why they hired us. That's why we're here. If they don't have a leader, that's got to be our job. But in a perfect world, you'd love to have one at every position group. You'd love to have that guy disciplining the group, not necessarily disciplining, but regulating the group, managing the group, and then I'm kind of secondary.
Anything else?